The biggest change that I've seen is a lot of technologies coming out to automate oil and gas production, kind of taking the boots on the ground out of the equation. So I think it's really amazing what Charm is doing. I was a pastor's kid. As a kid, I always wanted to just work and work hard. Grew up watching Westerns. I've always loved the outdoors. My first job in the farm world was changing out the sprinkler heads on an irrigation system, which was terrible. Thought about quitting my job every day. Looking back now, I'm glad I stuck it out and did that just because it taught me a lot about my work ethic. Morning, Kathy. In 2019, I started in the oil and gas industry, moved down to Oklahoma and worked for an oil service company hauling salt water. We wanted to move closer to family, so I looked around and found a similar job here in El Dorado. I was the general manager of the oil service company. About a year into it, I started working at Charm.
My name is Jen Anderson. I am a carbon removal geologist at Charm Industrial. I grew up in a small community in Ohio, just north of Dayton. I had two older sisters. It was a tremendous place to grow up since there's no fences, just open spaces to run, ride bikes, that sort of thing. I went to school in Cleveland. After graduating, had an opportunity to work for an oil field services provider. Starting out in oil and gas, it felt like if you had an idea for developing something or doing something different, all ideas were on the table. By the time I left the industry in 2021, it was after more than 5 years of layoffs and reorganizations. The volatility in the oil price environment was sort of unprecedented, really. I had a number of different things in my personal life transpire that really forced me to just reevaluate what was I doing. One of those things was losing my husband in 2016. It was really hard just with respect to my daughter's season in life. She was 12, about to turn 13. It was just a big challenge to get through. I was feeling devastated within my own sphere of life and really just was looking for encouragement in terms of what are other good things that are happening within the community. I started volunteering and was really shocked to uncover there were so many people that were measuring their success not in barrels or dollars, but in lives changed. I started to recognize that the oil and gas background that I had could be valuable to other companies starting out in carbon removal.
There's a lot of people out there with these oil and gas skills that would be very, very helpful with this process and be able to jump right in and help with the growth that we're looking at. How bio-oil is produced is we will take the byproduct of a corn harvest and grind it up, take it through a process called pyrolysis, and then take the oil and inject it back into the ground for carbon sequestration. A lot of the similarities from my previous job to now is everything downhole stays the same. The processes of the injection sites are all the same as the saltwater injection. So on a day-to-day for Charm, we're working on relationships with future locations that we could possibly be injecting in and on relationships with service providers and future employees.
Somehow Katie Colligan, my now manager, reached out and said that she was interested in hiring a geologist. After chatting with her, I was really excited, like, wow, she was super cool, and I would love to be a part of that organization.
Right now, Charm is growing very, very quickly.
Charm needs the expertise that produced oil and gas to support sequestration, whether from the geologic background or from an operations standpoint.
Jen is one of Charm's geologists that works with me quite a bit on future locations for injection sites. Jen is a lot of fun. She's very boisterous, very outgoing, and definitely knows her stuff.
Caleb is great to work with. There's really nothing that we've asked him that he can't do or hasn't been able to pull off.
I really enjoy my job here just because it's something tangible and you can actually understand the process and see it.
One of the fun things about being a Charm is I'm learning far more than what I feel like I learned in my last decade in oil and gas. I find it really remarkable that at this second half of my career, I'm super excited to use my skills that have been honed over the years in the oil and gas industry.
It means a lot to me to be a part of a fast-growing industry, but also be able to be around my family. We'll go outdoors, hiking or four-wheeler riding, fishing, and then also we'll have like a family lunch after church every Sunday and just spend some time either outside or watching sports. My hope for my son is just to provide him the best life I can and help him grow into whatever he wants to do. Right now we've asked him and he either wants to be a dinosaur or he wants to be a police officer.